Hello, hello, hello. It's coffee time, and you'll have to believe me. I left the mug. I took my mug outside, and I forgot. It was a bit late. I was waiting for the Amazon man, and I'm very unprofessional. Good news, everybody. Rail fares are on the rise again to 5.9% from next March. Let's just call it 6%. Why do they bother? But yeah. Prices are up. Everything's up. Everything's up. Meanwhile, UK economy is weaker than previously thought, as recession is found to be deeper than estimates predicted via the ONS, that's the Office of National Statistics. It fell by a revised 0.3% against the 0.2%. which was estimated. We're talking about 0.1%. It's negligible. It's negligible. Yeah, negligible. Meanwhile, this is a story. This is up in Scotland. Let's give them their independence. They're voting on the Gender Recognition Reform Bill. And yeah, there's a lot of debate. They're basically they're making it so easy that, you know, I think if you're 16, you can say your whatever gender you identify as, you know, and the idea of sex is out of the window now. Yeah, because, you know, people are like clownfish. They can change their sex at will. No, they can't. You can never change your sex, and gender is a construct. Remember that, folks. Remember, live as you want. That's fine, but there are certain things you can't change. You know, you can't change, and you're deluding yourself, right? But the big thing is, again, a lot of this gender recognition stuff. They're making it so easy, and there's a real problem with men getting into women's spaces. You know, mainly prisons and refuges and places like that. But yeah, this bill now enables anyone very easily to just say, well, I identify as this. And Nicola Sturgeon herself has been accused of personally blocking attempts to control how, you know, criminals use this new Gender Recognition Act. Yeah, she was blasted at First Minister's questions. Was it by Joanne Cherry? Yeah, Joanne Cherry said that MSPs are scared to be branded transphobic if they question any of this. Again, there's nothing transphobic about saying, hey, wait a minute, what about the rights of women? You know, actual women, biological women. Because again, there will be certain men who will use this legislation to have an easy ride for prison, because hey, who wouldn't want to be transferred to a women's prison, you know? And then you know what's going to happen after that. I mean, it's so obvious, you don't even have to spell it out. Remember, 99% of all sex crimes are committed by men. That's it. Whether they identify as men or not, them's the facts. And the problem with this is it is going to skew statistics. Crimes are going to get hidden under the carpet, you know, and women and children are going to end up harmed. That's the bottom line. Oh, Darren, but you're labelling every trans person like this. Well, firstly, trans isn't a thing, right? You have transvestites, and you have transsexuals. Transsexuals have the operation, and transvestites are just people who like wearing the opposite sex's clothing, cosplaying, as you will, right? There is no such thing as trans. It's an umbrella term that's been invented to, you know, piggyback, you know, on the suffering of people who really do have an issue with their identity. You know, there's a lot of problems out there. But again, if you're an adult, live as you please. I don't have a problem. Do as you want, but keep out of single-sex spaces. You know, because there will be men who use this as a loophole, as an exploit. That's it. That's all there is to it. And the same with sports. And the same with refugees. It's really simple. Other than that, live as you want. That's what I say. But again, if you question it, if you put your hand up and go, wait a minute, you know, grown men, you know, in women's sports, that doesn't seem fair. You're labelled transphobic. There's no such thing. There's no such thing. Transphobia is not a thing, the same way as trans isn't a thing. And you're going to see this play out in Scotland. Again, Scotland have gone the same way as Canada. And again, it's a very... Again, this is where governments and politicians fail us. Because there are real issues. There are real issues to be had here. Real issues to be solved. Real problems that they need to be concentrating on. And they're concentrating on a non-problem. Because if you're trans, again, which isn't a thing, if you, I know, cosplay as the opposite sex, you don't lose any rights. This is it. It's a myth. It's a myth. Oh, we want equal rights. You've got equal rights. You know, you don't lose it. It's not like it's not. They conflate it with the idea of, you know, the same struggle that you know, gays and lesbians had. You know, getting equal recognition. It's a strange. We live in a strange time. But I wish our politicians would actually solve real problems, rather than faffing around with legislation that's going to actually endanger women and children. You know, that's what you're going to see. That's what you're going to see. And again, up in Scotland, you will see that rape victims will probably have to end up using attackers' new pronouns in court. Can you imagine that? They're going to have to say, "She attacked me," when it was a man. It was a man. Again, you're going to watch when you try and change the meanings of words and facts. You're just going to tie yourself in knots. It's a very self-destructive ideology and a way of thinking. But hey, there we go. Meanwhile, let's do some Putin news. Chinese Premier Xi Jinping. We're not going to mention Winnie the Pooh. He seems a little bit peeved with Putin. Again, there's been some information leaking out of China saying that the Chinese Premier has actually demanded a letter from Putin, demanding, again, he's been demanding when he will end the war in the Ukraine. Well, he was asked the exact dates when he intends to end the conflict by his Chinese counterpart, and they reckon that Xi Jinping has threatened to halt communications unless he receives a response. Again, and this has come via Telegram channel General SVR, which has got links to Kremlin and Putin's bodyguards. So it's an interesting one. Again, China, China doesn't want to be, they're trying to establish themselves as a legitimate world power, and they do not want to be dragged into the mire with Russia. Again, Putin's done an awful lot of damage to Russian integrity by doing this. Again, it's a real shame what he's done, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Meanwhile, Zelensky, he went to America. I thought he was busy. I thought he was a bit busy at the moment, but he went and visited Sleepy Joe Biden, and here he is. Here he is meeting him. And Joe Biden said, "I once caught a fish. It was that big." Yeah, I don't think he knows where he is. But this raised the ire of Tucker Carlson. Apparently, I don't know who's Tucker Carlson. I think isn't he a Fox News person? He claimed that Zelensky should have shown a bit more respect, and compared him to dressing like a strip club owner, and he should have worn a suit instead. Well, again, Zelensky, that's his combat fatigue, isn't he? Because he's a president at war. Those are his combat. It's combat gear. But yeah, a bit pissed off Tucker Carlson. That's got to be a good thing, isn't it? It's got to be a good thing. But yeah, apparently it was a secret mission to get Zelensky across the Atlantic, and it was carried out with the aid of NATO spy aircraft and fighters. Meanwhile, Russian troops killed in the conflict as passes 100,000. Impressive. I thought it was all meant to be over by the end of February, wasn't it? Do you remember that? Well, he got that wrong. He got that wrong. Meanwhile, let's talk Christmas. Should we do Christmas? Apparently, it's not always the most wonderful time of the year. And psychologists in the Daily Mail, because that's what we're doing, we're reading the Daily Mail, so you don't have to, have offered 9 tips to help you make it through a difficult Christmas. Right? 1, do something special for yourself. Yeah. And this is Dr. Carmen Hera is trying to help us get through. Yes, she says this isn't only a season to give to others, but give it to yourself too. Yeah, treat yourself. Do something nice. 2, don't view December the 25th as a deadline. I'll never do that. Treat December the 24th as a deadline, because that's the last time you'll get Amazon Man to deliver. 3, go at your own pace and leave events early. Again, it's that FOMO, isn't it? Fear of missing out. Again, when you're young, and you oh yeah, I'll go to the Christmas party, and then by the time you start touching 30, you go, God, I'll just stay for the dessert, and then I'm out of here. 4, spend time with people who uplift you. Yeah, don't hang around with people who make you miserable. You want to be with the funny people, like me. Yeah, I smell funny, and I look funny too. Tame stress with simple exercises. Exercise is a very, very good thing. Buy yourself a border collie, like me. Have we got dog cam? Oh, wait a minute, let me adjust it. As you can see, dog cam, she's stretched out there. And with an empty mini cheddars packet that I forgot to take out to the the kitchen there. You can just see her in the distance under the twinkling of the lock Christmas tree. Very, very, very seasonal indeed. So can we do a big one? There we are. Here's the big one. You just see her paws there. There you go. Very seasonal. But yeah, exercise is a key to everything. 6, prepare your goals for next year. No, I recommend against that. Don't make plans. Don't make goals. Just enjoy yourself. Look for the simple things in life. When you set yourself goals, if you don't achieve those goals, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. So don't have any goals, or if you do, don't dwell on them. Just say, oh, do you know what? I wouldn't mind, bungee jumping or something. I don't know. I'm just making. I don't know. But don't focus on them. 7, don't let negative emotions linger. That's a hard one. Because you can end up kind of getting sucked into negative thoughts, and that's where your exercise comes in. Because if you go out, look at the trees, smell the pollution, takes your mind off of all the negative thoughts. Or have you considered hard drugs? Probably not the best advice. 8, avoid ruining relationships with others. Getting into arguments. Don't play Monopoly. But yeah, be calm. Be calm. Remember, calmness comes from within. And 9, perform acts of kindness. Again, be kind to yourself and be kind to other people. So, I don't know. Do good things. Could be tricky, that one. Meanwhile, Audi aren't doing good things because they've decided. This is, where is it? Rushy Green in Catford. They're now putting security tags on Maltesers because they're 85p. Oh no, they're 225, not Maltesers. It's the Tang Fastics that they got a real problem with. You couldn't pay me to take those away. But yeah, obviously there's a real problem. Some saying it was a case of human error. Others are saying it's because these are desirable products. What else have we got? Meanwhile, Meghan Markle on her Harry and Meghan show, which I watched for you, all 6 episodes. I suffered. I took one for the team. She said that she couldn't curtsy, right? And she went, "What's a curtsy?" And then she did this over-exaggerated thing. I thought it was funny. I thought it was kind of cute, you know. I thought it was endearing. But the Daily Mail, they've done some serious journalism here. They've done some journalism. They saw it in a TV show. Look, actually curtsying, look. Wow, she did it. She did a curtsy without straining herself. Top work, Daily Mail. Top work. Yeah. What else have we got? You think, oh, is that good? I don't know. That's not good. Not very good stories here. Mind you, yesterday it was it winter solstice yesterday? I always say it's the 21st, but some people say it's the 22nd. But all the druids were out. Was it today? Maybe it's today. Remember when it used to be the 20? I don't remember when it used to be the 21st, but yeah, here they are. They're at Stonehenge. Oh well, you know, caring the community and all that. Apparently it's today is the winter solstice. Look, they could see. He definitely looks like a druid. I'm sorry. He's obviously involved in a sex cult, isn't he? They're sex people, Lynn. He's Arthur, Uther, Pendragon. They always are, aren't they? They're never John Smith, are they? You know, or Bert Green. And this guy, you can tell he's really getting off on it. Look, he's feeling the ley lines. They're pulsing through him. And this guy's rocked up as a unicorn. That ancient druid's custom. Oh dear. Takes all sorts, doesn't it, really? It's alright if you want to get up at the middle of the night to watch the sunrise over Stonehenge. What else have we got? Meanwhile, NHS chief has told Britons never get drunk. Don't get drunk, just in case you have an accident and there are no ambulances to pick you up. Oh dear. We're living in a third world country, aren't we? We're done. We're all done. What else have we got here? Oh, there's a lot of Ukraine stuff today. There's a lot of Ukraine stuff. Here's a picture of Boris Becker and his mum. There you go. Oh, the dog's showing off. What's going on? You want to go out there? Shan't be a moo-moo. Off you pop, you noisy moo-moo. Dogs. But yeah, in his interview, he did an interview with Sat1, and he said that he was actually threatened. He was threatened inside jail by murderers. Oh, poor Boris. Poor Boris. Meanwhile, the Daily Mail have done some excellent journalism here, where we've got the many faces of Simon Cowell. There you go. Look at that. You could have this put on your bedroom wall, couldn't you? Have it done, put into a poster. I mean, I don't know. He looks a bit odd in the latest one. The surgery's gone too far. You know, I don't know what he's had done, but yeah, there you go. The many faces of Simon Cowell. That's going to haunt your dreams tonight. Haunt your dreams. Do 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 do. It's not a lot of. Here we go. Here's a story for you. We're going to the George Pub and Grill in Stockton-on-Tees in County Durham. They've shared a Facebook post about a unique dish that they're offering. It's called the Parmo Kebab. Looks tasty. And this Parmo Kebab, they call it the Parmo Kebab sandwich, is over 8,000 calories. Right? And they've made a promise. They said if anyone has a heart attack whilst eating this, we will pay for a taxi to hospital. And if someone does pop their clogs, then we'll chip in to pay for the headstone. There you go. And again, this comes with the style. I'm sorry, I just made me laugh. This comes with all the ambulances and nurses and everyone being on strike. I think they should be better off offering private healthcare, because they might get you to the hospital, but it don't mean you're going to get treated. You might end up being left on a trolley outside in the cold because, hey, NHS, the political football that keeps on giving, But there you go, 8,000 calories. I don't know about that. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of kebab, so it's not really my kind of thing. Meanwhile, again, there's some great journalism here. They're talking about stars with younger spouses. So this is Dennis Quaid. He's 68 and he's going out with somebody who's 29. There you go. This is top journalism. Dolph Lundgren, he's 65. He's going out with model Emma Crogdale, who's 25. There you go. This is on the back of Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio rocking up with ladies in their 20s, which is all right. It's just the ladies, they've got to dig those wrinkly balls, innit? You've got to dig the wrinkly balls. Like 2 billion balls in a sock. You know what I'm saying, ladies? If you're into that kind of action, then good for you. But yeah, this comes on the back of Leonardo DiCaprio is dating a 23-year-old, and Brad Pitt, I think, was going out with a 29-year-old. So yeah, it's all right, isn't it? But then they are Brad Pitt. I mean, but this is top reporting. This is. Meanwhile, our Lord and Saviour Elon Musk had a little pop at some. He was speaking during a Twitter space hosted by renowned hacker George Hotz when he was pressed on details by Ian Brown, a former Twitter worker, and he was asked a loaded question because he said he would need a. And Elon shot back at him and called him, "You're a jackass! You're a jackass!" And he was a moron as well. So got a bit testy. Got a bit testy. So remember, Elon is going to be standing down as CEO of Twitter. But if you want someone to run it, I'll do it. I'm very cheap. And cheerful. That'd be something else. Meanwhile, what we all need is a tip. This is from a British tradesman just known as Jason, and he reckons he knows how to make women happy in bed. Right? He's got this tip, right? And what is his tip? His tip is just to talk her through it. And again, of course, you don't do that when a lady is reaching maximum velocity. I think it's the best way of putting it. That's the last thing you do. it's like going up. It's like the roller coaster going up the hill. You don't start going. Oh, look how you often get over the brow of the hill. So yeah, but yeah, of course, Jason, he did this on TikTok. Here he is, because TikTok's the sound of their brain cells rattling together. Indeedy it is. Indeed it is. Meanwhile, I will not be complaining about the Royal Mail. Michael McQuaid, he was shocked to receive a parcel returned to him that he posted 9 years previously. Yes, indeed. He posted the parcel in October 2013. And the Royal Mail has just recently returned it to him with a label saying unable to deliver it. It was a roll of vinyl which he was sending to a customer on October 23rd, 2013. Yeah, and he was mystified 9 years later. He got it back, and here he is looking mystified. Now, it's a very similar thing happened to me this month, where I'd sent something out, I'd sold on eBay. It was a magazine. Put it in the post. I got it returned to me saying insufficient postage, even though it was all done via eBay. I think it got lost in the post, and then the postage has expired, and then they returned it to me. But not 9 years. I'll never complain again now. Not after that. Meanwhile, Chiara Jane Darling from Kannapolis in North Carolina, she was left traumatised. Why? What happened? Well, she got, I don't even know what these things are. She got 50 bunchums trapped in her hair. What's a bunchum? Does anyone know what a bunchum is? But yeah, it took 2.5 hours to get her hair, cut off and untangled. But yeah, bunchums apparently are notorious for getting caught in children's hair. And here she is afterwards. At least she hasn't got a haircut like mine. So there you go. What is a bunchum? Is it an American phenomena? We'll never know. But that's just be careful, kids. Be careful. Meanwhile, Emiliano Martinez, you'll remember him the other day, for he is the legend that did this at the World Cup finale. He hasn't stopped. He hasn't stopped with his fun and games. He's been photographed holding a baby with Mbappé's face picture on it, crying. And in France, he's been dubbed France's most hated man. He's a joker, isn't he? I like him. I like his sense of humour. So there you go. He's taunting them. He's got inside their heads. He's got inside their heads, all right. Meanwhile, here's a new health tip. It's called teabag. Now, it's called teabag style of walking. Now, I don't know about you, but there's only one teabagging I know. But it involves you walking like this, with very odd interspersed high kicks and backward hops and other erratic leg jerks. And apparently it's supposed to be really good for your for your cardiovascular workouts. But of course, most people, you know what they've done. Well, it's the Ministry of City Walks, isn't it? John Cleese. There we go. So Cleese was obviously an early exponent of fitness. And here we go. We've got a little video here of a comparison, a side-by-side comparison of the two things. Yep, looks like the Ministry of City Walks has come to the gym. There we go. Don't worry, folks. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Meanwhile, in Florida, it's a Florida story. This was an interesting thing. at a council meeting, city council meeting, 3 dominatrixes turned up. What were they for? Well, it is Florida. Yeah, they turned up asking for $1 million grant so they could build a dungeon, and they even offered to spank the commissioners at the Fort Lauderdale City Commission meeting. Why didn't they just do like a GoFundMe? Yeah, they said, I propose that you use $250,000 to support DOMs and subs in Broward County to build a dungeon created by us, for us, by us, the taxpayers and voting citizens. And yeah, and then they marched out again. Well, there you go. That's a Florida, isn't it? Good old Florida. We love Florida. It's a funny old thing. Meanwhile, this is a story that's been going on a lot today. This is the story of, I think we may have mentioned her before, Melissa Sloan, but she's been banned from attending her child's nativity at the school because, well, why do you think she's been banned? Well, it's because of her heavily tattooed face, and yeah, the school says, look, love, you're going to frighten the kids. So if you do want to watch it, you can stand outside and watch it through the window. Yeah, she's from Paris in Wales, and yeah, addicted to tattoos. Now again, I applaud her right, to do whatever she wants, but she's also got to appreciate other people's rights, like. Little kids are going to be scared of her face. Some people say that kids will be accepting of this. I don't know. I think some kids are going to be freaked out by it, to be honest. So, I mean, she could have worn a burqa. Could have worn a burqa. There you go. That would have been a good thing. Meanwhile, they reckon there's going to be another beast from the east coming in. We might be getting some more icy weather. But the last icy weather has resulted in some very interesting story for Humphrey Grimmett. What a great name! It sounds made up, but Humphrey Grimmett is from High Wycombe, and he couldn't understand. He couldn't understand once the ice, because it was obviously snow on the bonnet of his car. He was thinking, why have I got all these scratches on the bonnet of his car? He couldn't figure it out. And yeah, Mr. Grimmett said, he says, when I saw the scratches, they were terrible, massive scrapes. But then what he did is he checked out his security camera, and he found it was his son. His son had very carefully used a shovel to clear the ice off of his dad's bonnet. Oh, come on. He was trying to do a good thing, but yeah, ruined the bonnet of the car. He said, I checked the camera to see what happened, and there was my son using a shovel he'd found outside from the building work we were doing to get the snow off. When he got home from school, I asked him if he knew why there were so many scratches on Daddy's car, and he said no. And I asked if he'd been taking the snow off. He looked at me with his big blue eyes and said yes. And when I asked him if he did it with a shovel, he said he thought it would be satisfying. He said the ironic thing is that I wasn't even going to be going anywhere in the car. He just wanted to help out. Ah, how could you be angry at him? Meanwhile, we go from one extreme to another. This is Poppy Pearson, and she was at the Airlie Beach Fun Fair in Queensland. And yeah, what happened to her? Well, she got trapped inside a claw machine. Now, this isn't the first time I've seen this happen. They crawling through the hatch, and yeah, what her mum was a little bit like perplexed, but her partner said he figured out how to get her out. He got her to sit down, and they opened the hatch and to put her legs forward, and they got her back out through the hatch again. But yeah, I've seen that happen a few times on these kind of stories. Don't do that. Don't get inside the claw machine. Meanwhile, let's have some crime news. We don't have any crime news today. This is on. We're going to Blackwood High Street in Caerphilly in Wales on December the 6th. Well, it was a bit of a standoff between the police and a man who was apparently threatening people with a knife. And then here we go. It's a knockout. Yeah, they tasered him. They tasered him good. I do like a good taser. Blammo! I just love that kind of stuff. And look, there's the perfect freeze frame there. He's in mid full. There you go. There you go. It's just tasers. Ain't they wonderful? And they arrested a 37-year-old man on suspicion of being in possession of a knife and threatening harm to others. There you go, folks. Meanwhile, this lady will not make Mother of the Year. Why not? We've got a picture here. Here's a mugshot. This is Kendra Likari. And why won't she make Mother of the Year? Well, the 42-year-old. This is just amazing. A year-long investigation launched by Bill City Public Schools found that after her daughter and her boyfriend were subjected to, I guess you'd call it online bullying, cyber stalking. Well, yeah, the school investigated, reported the messages to the police, and when they investigated, they found out it was her own mother all along who was sending the abusive messages for over a year. Yeah, and she'd been charged after sending hateful and bullying messages under a fake name to teenage students, including her own daughter. So, yeah, she was bullying many different people at the school. And she took steps to hide her location using software and had a variety of mobile phone numbers and blamed the messages on her daughter's classmates. David Barberi, an Isabella County prosecuting attorney, said in doing so she would shield her and kind of cloak her identity. But eventually we were able to see through her IP addresses were popping in and out right before and after these messages were going through. And they were able to locate Likari by using her IP address and found tons of abusive, hateful messages were sent over a year. I reckon there were 349 pages of text and social media sent to a teenage daughter alone. And there were tens of thousands of text messages. Her digital footprint was just insane. But the mother has not revealed the motive behind targeting her teenage daughter and her boyfriend. But she's been released on a $5,000 bond and is due back in court later the month. She faces 5 charges, including stalking a minor, obstruction of justice, which carries a 5-year sentence. My goodness, it's not good, is it? That's no good at all. And I think we're going to end up on a typically seasonal, because it's Christmas. We're going back to Hyde Park's Winter Wonderland. Remember, we was there before when the ride went wrong. It was catapulting people up and down, boing, boing, boing. It was the deluxe edition, the really scary version. But yeah, we're going back there. And remember, folks, don't go anywhere, because at Winter Wonderland, people are brawling. It's a knockout. Oh, hit him with that. Yeah, a massive brawl broke out there. Yeah. 2 men were attacking the guy behind the counter. They were just gesticulating in front of workers of a crispy chicken stall. And one worker appears to swipe a pole at one man before his pal jumps in and the pair start brawling with the stall holders. Meanwhile, a bystander shouts, "There are children! There are children everywhere! Will somebody think of the children?" So there you go. The clip's been viewed nearly 90,000 times online. And some people are suggesting that the fight broke out because of product pricing. Because it's enough expensive. But don't go anywhere, folks. Stay at home. Be like me. Stay at home. But if you're looking for a good fight, go to Winter Wonderland in Hyde Park. See, when the kids say to me, Dad, can we go somewhere? I just wheel out all these stories, and we end up doing nothing because I'm a terrible parent. And that's it for that. That's that for today. I think I've done enough damage. Let's see if there's anyone in the chat. Blimey, there is. Oh, there's 11 people in and 2 likes. Need more than that. Harry says, "All right, Darren. All right, Harry." Pete says, "Good afternoon, Darren. It's going mad, unfortunately. Lunatics as usual, indeed." And he says, "The NHS chief's telling the public not to get drunk over Christmas, so it's lemonade to go with your Xmas meal." Well, I don't drink, so. But there's no guarantee I might, I don't know, fall down a pothole or something like that when I'm out walking the dog. Michael says, "I agree, a complete lack of ambition is the only way forward." Exactly. Do nothing. Just do nothing. That's a special song. Terry Hall, Do Nothing. There we go. I was listening to the specials the other day. Classic album reviews in there. Go and subscribe to him, because he's not like me. He's not a rank amateur. He actually does good stuff. Go subscribe to Classic Album Review. Give him all the views. Leave me alone. And just watch him instead. There you go. Happy Christmas to you too, Mr. Classic Album Review. And Andrew's in. He says, "Oh, Darren, happy Christmas to you and your family." And the same to everyone who wishes me that. The same. I don't want anyone, even if you're thinking it, I don't want you to feel left out. Happy non-denominational winter festival. You know, so everyone's included. You know, for all the boys and girls and those who are undecided. Happy non-denominational winter festival to you all. Ho, ho, ho. And Andrew says, the 22nd is the shortest day. Oh, the 23rd? Why is it? I always thought it was the 21st. I've got the 21st lodged in my brain. It's like, I always think June the 21st is the longest day. And somebody say, no, it's the 22nd. I go, why do I keep moving it? And Harry says, and he's giving me money. And I like that. I like it when people give me money. Because, I'm a terrible, terrible e-beggar. And I'm gonna give him something. Go and subscribe to Harry's musical musings as well. And he says, "If I don't manage to catch any videos before Christmas, I just want to thank you for your content this year. Merry Christmas to you and your family." Well, thank you. I'm glad you enjoy it. It's a load of old bollocks, but it's what I'm here for. Renee says, "Good day. Good day to you too." Thomas King's in. He says, "Hi." Andrew says, "Grace Jones lookalikes." Maybe. And he says, "The news is so depressing." No, it's not. It's fun. And he's given me money too. I like Thomas and I like Harry as well because they give me money. And the more money you give you, the more I like you. There were people out there who were chewing the carpet. He's an e-beggar. Damn straight I am. And long may it continue. But again, if you can afford it, afford it. If you can't, don't worry about it. It's all cool. It's all cool. So yeah, we are trundling towards the thing that is Christmas. And have a good time. Stay safe. Don't do anything stupid. Well, don't do anything. Just don't do anything. Just sit in a chair and hope that you don't get thrombosis from not moving. Massage your legs. Don't do anything. And maybe we'll do this all again tomorrow. I don't know. Wait a minute. Is that Father Christmas coming? That was the news. You better drink it up.